Hi, folks. Tim Conti here from Cloud Collaboration Consultants. I've got something really special for you today for IT leaders, technology leaders, business professionals that are currently evaluating a unified communication solution for your business. I've got a free reports 32 of the top unified communications providers across 27 different evaluation criteria. Again, my name is Tim Conti. I've worked in the unified communications market for the last 15 years. I've worked directly for some of the providers you're evaluating. I know where all the bodies are buried. I worked at 8x8. I worked at Fuse. I was also a subject matter expert at CDW Corporation, where I helped customers like you, IT professionals, evaluate, implement, and adopt Zoom, RingCentral, and Microsoft Teams, to name a few. So what I got for you today is provide your email address. I'm going to show you here kind of what the report includes and what it looks like. But again, it's the top providers in the industry. Let me share my screen and run you through the data. So there's the providers there today. Obviously, it's a crowded space. There's really less and less differentiation with these providers in a crowded market, but there's always one or two things that separates these guys from each other. And the key is finding what those one or two things are and why it would be important to your unique situation. But I'll generate the matrix here, and here are the providers. I can immediately X out of some of the ones I'm going to remove for the initial evaluation. And then from there, we generate this matrix, but this gives you a pretty good sample right here. 8x8, Avaya, Fuse, RingCentral are some of the top providers in the space. We also cover, of course, Zoom and Microsoft Teams, as I mentioned. But if you start at the top of the report here, and this is the PDF you're going to get sent to you via email, everything from the provider, where they're headquartered, number of employees, that's kind of table stakes, but seats in service, where they rank in the Gartner Magic Quadrant, Forrester, what are their sweet spots, what key acquisitions have they made, where are their data centers located, what compatible handsets, maybe you want to reuse a phone, and we can immediately tell you which providers work with your particular handset, what platform are they on, self-reported compliance, third-party verified compliance, contact center, do they support SIP trunks? And my favorite one, differentiation. They're in one or two, three, four paragraphs. What separates this provider from the other folks in the industry? What CRMs they integrate with? And I've got a CRM story that I'll share with you. Who integrates with Microsoft Teams, Google G Suite, whatnot? That is all in the report. 27 key evaluation criteria. Provide us your email. We'll send you this report for free. So that's the report that you're going to get. I'll share with you a quick story. My kids both go to a co-op school, and that's where the parents, if you're not familiar, are responsible for doing work around the school, helping with the school grounds, keeping things clean. We have a work party in the summer and in the winter. And in one of the work parties in the summer, it was August, it was my birthday, and I was shoveling mulch on my birthday. What a way to celebrate. And was shoveling mulch with another gentleman, and we did the old, what do you do? What do you do? And he worked in IT. And when I told him what I did, he's like, "Oh, are you familiar with XYZ company?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he's like, "Oh, we just finished a process of evaluating the providers, and we selected them when we signed a contract." And I said, "That's great. They'll do a pretty good job for you." And he said, "Listen, you know what the challenge was, is in the very beginning, we knew that the most important thing to our business was integrating with Salesforce. All of our users live in Salesforce, and they wanted a better phone experience within Salesforce. And that was the whole reason we were moving to a cloud-based system. Our on-prem system didn't have good integration." And he's like, "I tell you what, we had to kiss a lot of frogs before we found the provider we were looking for." And he's like, "It was really difficult because I'd have to include different people within my organization, different department heads, to evaluate with us and look at the software. And sometimes the reps were late that showed up on the vendor side. Sometimes they didn't know what they were doing. Some of the demos didn't even work. And when they did work, in some cases, it didn't fulfill our requirements, which we felt were pretty basic." And so a week later, I followed up with them and I showed him the tool that I showed you. And I said, "Listen, here's the research we do up front for clients before they even make a call to any of the vendors." And he's like, "Geez, just that would have saved us a ton of time on the front end." And that's what this report does. So provide us a copy of provide us your email address. We'll send you the free copy. Good luck with your digital transformation journey, and let us know how we can help. Thanks.